You know what? The amount of words you have in your vocabulary is shit, okay? So the video I made a few days ago, reading bad reviews on my favorite anime, was very well received. And so I decided to start taking some suggestions in the comments. And this person wants me to read bad reviews on SAO. Dylan, I got you. Sword Art Online has already gotten enough bad reviews, or just a bad rep from other YouTubers in my opinion, but we're gonna add on top of that regardless by reading other people's bad reviews. And like before, we're gonna be going to my anime list. If there's an anime you would like me to investigate the bad reviews on, make sure to put that in the comments below. My anime list, Sword Art Online. Unlike the last show, I didn't have to scroll whatsoever to find a bad review. It was in the top 3, let's do it. Overall rating 2 by The Deeds of Men. Once upon a time in a land far away, there lived a brave young boy. He was the best swordsman in the land, and the manliest man of all. He overcame countless trials with little effort and won the hearts of many fair maidens. I hate to say it, but that was a good opening. I like that. That was pretty funny. I know he's talking crap, but good stuff. That was pretty good. Yes, it's time for Sword Art Online, the origin of many angry rants. He knows it already gets a bad rep from some people. But either way, he just doesn't care. It's time. The premise doesn't sound too bad. 10,000 players of virtual MMO are trapped in a game and are forced to compete to escape. Except the death in the game leads to death in real life. Just think about it. This could be a tragic story of struggle where death is behind every corner. A story of sacrifice and despair. A story of alliances and betrayals. A story of struggle to retain humanity in front of all impossible conditions. I like the way this guy words things. Let's see if I can get a hold of this guy to get him to become a blogger. But why have any of that when you can have romance and harem? Look, I have nothing against romance and harems, but a lot of time if you're some type of great critiquer and you're not just here to enjoy the shows, apparently you're not. You're in my anime list writing a bunch of essays and stuff. Generally those types of shows don't be the ones where you go, why watch this when you can watch these? Most of the time I see the critiquers roasting harems and sometimes even romances. This guy's a little different. That's right, the survival game is just for show. Don't expect deep interpersonal or political conflict. Don't expect psychological or moral dilemmas. Don't expect tactics or mind games. Actually, don't expect witty dialogue of any kind. I am almost certain within the first 3 episodes there was a moral dilemma. You don't remember the whole thing about him having to hide his level, but at the same time people wouldn't listen to what he has to say because he had him thinking he wasn't that high of a level to begin with. Pretty sure that was somewhat of a dilemma, and actually one of the saddest parts of the show. If you know, you know. And that is the biggest problem with this show. It is bankrupt in substance. It's mostly just uninspired romance and harem. Wait, but didn't you just say? You know what, I'm not even gonna get into it. He had a lot more to say, but on that note, I'm gonna move on. Ascard says, I heard all this hype about Sword Art Online. An anime site worth its salt has heard of it. It's vaunted as one of the best animes of 2012. And I heard pretty good stuff about it. However, if there's one rule about anime, is that the more hyped it is, the more crushing when it turns out to be a disappointment. SAO is one of these. I don't agree, but this guy made a good point. Hype really does bring down the entertainment value whenever it's been too overhyped, you know what I'm saying? I would be very happy with 12 Oreo cookies, but if somebody tells me that they have 100 Oreo cookies for me, and I'm like, yeah, let's go, and you walk over there and there's only 12, all of a sudden I'm not as happy with 12. And that is something that I would like to take note of. Do not buy into the hype. If it looks good, watch it. Don't believe somebody on their word that it's the greatest thing they've ever watched, because me and you, we're different people. You and him, y'all are also different people. And I'd like to say, I'm glad that you prefaced it with that because now I have a good understanding of the fact that you just got done dirty. You got done dirty by the overhypeness. The issue with this is that Kirito is a borderline Gary Stu, the ace, the secret weapon of players, and all the hopes rides on his shoulders. Steals the spotlight from every other character, so everyone else, even our female protagonist Asuna, can only stare in awe off to the side. Asuna went from pretty powerful, pretty awesome character to the love interest that the anime requires. Hey, you leave Asuna alone, okay? It isn't her fault that a lot of times the main character is really powerful, and I would love to know how many shows he's watched where the main character wasn't the most powerful person. If not at the beginning, at least halfway through the show. Even when they're made to seem to not be the most powerful, you know who's gonna win the fight and you know who really is. So in my opinion, that's just typical anime fashion thing. I have a feeling this guy has a lot of bad reviews on a bunch of other animes then. Naruto, the main character's overpowered. Code Geass, main character, way too overpowered. Light Yagami, don't even get me started. I could see it, I really could. The story is awful despite having a strong premise. Go up 100 floors. Most of these aren't even shown. Beat the boss, leave the game. Now to be fair, this is something I might have complained about myself just a little bit, not but a year ago. But things have changed since then, my friend. I made a video about it already. SAO movie is coming out. Ironclad floor by floor, baby. Let's go. So that point right there was just null and void. But I could see why I wrote it at the time. But SAO is overhyped and didn't live up to half the expectations I set. I wonder if he's watched the other seasons of SAO, because I've really enjoyed the recent one. Anyways, that's just a little side note. The Drifter gives it an overall rating of 2, and it's a fairly short review. When I first started watching it, the show is about people stuck in a game world, with the only way being out is to defeat the final boss. Now this can lead to many interesting things, like how the players react to this, to each other, and so on. It was interesting. Some started gangs, some people turned on each other, some people were homies in real life and made a little guild with each other. I'm pretty sure you're about to say it didn't turn out that way, so yeah. In my opinion, it worked out pretty well. And so this guy right here gets pretty straight to the point. Ginga says, it's shit, right? It's shit. Shit art online. It's essentially shit. You know what? The amount of words you have in your vocabulary is shit, okay? I wouldn't be lying though if I said that almost made me laugh. And my internet just cut out, so this was Reading Bad Reviews with Sensei Shriz, Sword Art Online edition. Here is a handful of completely different videos to watch that are related to anime, and if you click one, you might just enjoy it. Sensei Shriz, and I hope to catch you in another video.